All right, Titans fans, we meet again here in the middle of free agency, roughly a month away from the draft. And we got to talk about this quarterback situation. Got to talk about this quarterback situation because a lot of the options that we talked about at the beginning of the offseason, they're off the table now. Even guys like Derek Carr, Jimmy G, those guys have found places to play now. Tom Brady has retired. Aaron Rodgers, that soap opera involving him with the Jets and the Packers, rages on. He ain't coming to Nashville, though. He ain't coming to play for the Titans. We even hoped that we could trade up there in the draft and grab C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young to be the quarterback of the future. Not looking like that's going to happen, guys. Carolina's traded up to number 1. Houston's at number 2. They're not trading out of that. And if they did for some reason, it ain't going to be with an AFC South team. You can guarantee that. So unless something unbelievable happens, we're not getting Stroud or Bryce Young. And some of you may disagree. I don't think Anthony Richardson or Will Levis is worth trading up there for to number 3. I don't believe that. So, knowing that, we have to look, what are our options now? Because even Josh Dobbs signed a deal with the Cleveland Browns yesterday. So now even he's out. So, are we stuck here with Tannehill or Malik? Maybe so. Maybe we are. Maybe it's another year of Tannehill. Maybe they give the keys to Malik for better or for worse. I don't think they're going to do that at all. Tannehill's scheduled to get a lot of money. What could we do? What other options are there? Well, maybe it's time to... Maybe I need to put on my tinfoil hat for this one. Maybe this is just so wacky and ridiculous that you're going to laugh at me through the screen. That was the chair. That was the chair making that noise. Lamar Jackson, man. Lamar Jackson wants out of Baltimore. He's listening to offers. Rand Carthon, you ain't even going to call? You better at least call. You better pick up the phone and get on the phone with this guy. Because I'm telling you something. Let me say this. I don't know if I believe that it could ever happen. I don't know if I believe that the Titans would actually go out there and get Lamar Jackson. I know he's dealt with some injuries here in these last couple seasons, but he's 25 years old. He's 25 years old. He's just getting started, okay? He's a former MVP of the league. And I got to get on Twitter every day, and I got to hear from Titans fans telling me on my Two Tone Talk podcast Twitter. Go subscribe to the Two Tone Talk podcast. That's my Titans podcast. There's a link to it in the video description below. I got to put up with Titans fans every day trying to tell me that we are better off with Ryan Tannehill than Lamar Jackson. Let me say this. I love Ryan Tannehill. I appreciate Ryan Tannehill. He's had a pretty darn good career with the Titans, if we're being honest. He's had a career renaissance. And you know what? He's probably, in terms of the Tennessee Titans, not the Houston Oilers, but the Tennessee Titans, he's probably the second best quarterback we've ever had behind Steve. As sad as that is. He's probably the second best quarterback in franchise history in terms of Tennessee Titans. But people, you mean to tell me you would rather stick with that? I've actually had to deal with people on Twitter telling me that Ryan Tannehill is better than Lamar Jackson. Don't tell me it ain't there. I've been reading it for days. Ryan Tannehill is better for the Titans than Lamar Jackson. Listen, Ryan Tannehill is an NFL starting quarterback. He is that caliber. He is a starting NFL. He deserves to start somewhere. But the circumstances as they are, with Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville, and probably either C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young going to Houston and Indianapolis, who knows what they're going to do. Indianapolis might try to make a run at Lamar Jackson, and God help us if they do. The time is now not to rebuild, not to reset, but to reload. To look at the old, we've already gotten rid of Lawan, Ben Jones, David Long. We're kind of having a shift in personnel anyway. As John Cena would say, the time is now, folks. The time is now. We have not had a full-on franchise quarterback since Steve McNair. The great Steve McNair. We haven't had a franchise quarterback since then. And do you remember where he went when he left Tennessee? The Baltimore, by God, Ravens. It's time to return the favor. Rand Carthon, you need to get on the phone. And if you're out there right now and you're seriously trying to tell me that the Titans are just as good, if not better off, with Ryan Tannehill than Lamar Jackson, no disrespect to Ryan Tannehill. He deserves to go start somewhere. He does. But folks, come on. Come on now. Don't be silly. You mean to tell me if you got the update on your phone today that the Titans had come to terms with Lamar Jackson, you mean to tell me that wouldn't excite you? You going to tell me right now you would not be excited about that? You going to tell me right now you would be like, oh, dang it. We should have stuck with the other guy. Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're telling me? Because I think you're full of baloney if that's what you're saying. It's time to do it. It's time to be aggressive. Be aggressive. Because this division's going to get away from you. It's going to get away from you. You sit around here, you sit on your hands, you look around and say, well, we're just going to go with the guys we got. How'd that work out last year? Lost 7 straight games, gave up a 5-game lead in the AFC South to the Jaguars, who didn't even have any business being in a playoff hunt, but yet here they came and you just handed it over. More of that's coming. Because if whoever Houston gets turns out to be good, Houston's they're going to be better this year. Indianapolis, I don't know about Indianapolis, but Jacksonville, they're going to be back. This ain't the same old AFC South we're going to be walking into. And if you try to go in there with a bunch of guys who just work hard and, no disrespect to any of these guys, but, the days of just, hey, we're just going to put in our 4th string linebacker and it's going to be good, and we're going to put in whoever we got, we just going to plug in guys here and there, and they're just going to know their assignment, and that's going to be enough. That ain't going to be enough no more. Forget the AFC South. Look at the AFC as a whole. Even if you make the playoffs, Burrow, Allen, Mahomes, Herbert, Lawrence, I'm telling you, that as John Cena would say, the time is now. Pull the trigger. Make a move. Make a move. I'm telling you, it's going to get away from you if you don't. It's going to get away from you if you don't. If you don't go out there and do something right now. If you don't go out there and do something right now. If you don't go out there and get this guy. If you don't go out there and get this guy. Because if you're talking about Kevin Byard taking a pay cut. I'm telling you. Number 17 needs to take a pay cut with another team. I'm telling you, no disrespect to Tannehill, but we gotta get this show on the road. We gotta get this show on the road. Unless we want to go back to being the toilet bowl of the NFL. Remember where you heard it. Tighten up.